Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so this weekend you have a rematch. Simon Kean will be taking on Dillon Carman. If you guys haven't seen that first fight, I would advise you to go on YouTube, look up their first fight. Pretty entertaining fight. Both guys hit the canvas. In that first fight, Dillon Carman was able to come back and pull it off in the fourth round. All right. I think both guys, if I can remember correctly, both went down off right hands in that fight. Then obviously Carman was able to put Kean down again in that fourth round. All right. It was kind of like a delayed reaction type of thing when he went down. All right. Now since then, that fight took place fall of 2018. I believe it was in October of last year. Um, since that since that fight, Dillon Carman, he had went on. He came in great shape as far as his weight, man. He had really good weight going into that fight with Evgeny Romanov. Romanov, for some of you that remember, is the guy that stopped Deontay Wilder in the amateurs. That fight's on YouTube. In that fight, Carman pretty much, man, gave up the range. He let Romanov get in the range he wanted to be in, and he let him dictate with his jab, and it was the right hand that kept getting through that was landing on Carman in that fight. All right, so if there's one thing Carman can get knocked down on, it is right hands, okay? So Kean has shown that he can hurt Carman, and Carman's shown the same thing, vice versa with Kean. So they both can hurt each other. They both have that confidence that they can put each other on the mat, all right? But yeah, Carman came out in that Romanov fight, man, using his jab, and then Romanov just kind of took a step inside and got to his range, mid-range, and he was controlling it. He controlled the distance and right hands that was hurting Carman, and he stopped him in Carman's last fight. That was the beginning of this year. And also beginning of this year, Simon Kean had a fight against what's the guy? I think it was Omar Rossi who he fought. Rogelio Omar Rossi, I believe that's the guy's name. He ended up getting a quick stoppage in that fight. I did not get a chance to see any footage of that fight, but it was a quick stoppage against a journeyman level guy. One thing I noticed about that fight, that Simon Kean came in at 235 pounds. Why is that important? It may not be important at all, but I just noticed compared to his other fights, he was coming in between like that 245, 250 pound range, which I thought he was carrying well. You know, he's like a muscle bound type of fighter. Does have a lot of amateur experience, was an Olympian. I think he has a good thudding jab. I think that's his best punch, if you ask me. Simon Kean is this thudding jab that he likes to throw. He can follow it with a big right hand. You know, he is a big guy. Usually these big guys can all punch hard. But I think his jab is his best punch, especially when he, doubles it up and triples it up and works it downstairs and upstairs and not just head hunting with his jab. All right, so going into this fight, man, I expect him to use his work behind his jab. Don't let Carman turn this into a dog fight, because that's one thing Carman can do, is he can get into like these wars, man, these fast-paced type of fights, and I think that would favor him, and it wouldn't favor Kean, because I think Kean, there might be a chance that he can, gas out first between the two if it turns into a fast-paced type of brawl where they're just throwing combinations left and right, and they get into that type of fight, that type of rhythm. I think Kean needs to slow down the rhythm, work his jab, bring everything behind the jab, triple it, double it, really try to stick it in there and, use that thudding jab, man. It's a powerful jab. Use it to his advantage, and try to break Carman down like that. Carman, I think, needs to make it a dog fight. Get in there and let his hands go and throw fours and fives and sixes, punch combinations. You know what I mean? Let his hands go and try to look for that right hand on Kean. All right, when Kean is throwing that big hard jab, try to catch him over the top, especially if he's leaving it out there too long. All right, and get Kean on the move a little bit. You know what I mean? Get him moving around, try to tire him out. Maybe that is the reason why Kean dropped a little weight. I'm not sure. It's not written in stone, but maybe he did drop a little bit of weight to, add to his stamina and mobility. All right, I'm just guessing, but usually when guys lose weight at heavyweight, that's the reason they do it. All right, but right now I'm just guessing. I'm not sure as to why he came in 10 pounds or, at 235 in his last fight. All right, that's just my guess. All right, but I like this fight. I would like to see the winner fight Mladen Malas. I think that'd be a good fight. Carman, he actually lost a fight to Malas, and that fight was a damn slugfest. They both went down off left hooks. You guys remember that? If you haven't seen that fight, go look that one up. Dillon Carman versus Mladen Malas, where they landed double left hooks on it. threw left hooks at the same time. Both went down, and Malas was able to pull that one out. All right. But yeah, man, Carman is always in these type of fights. Like I said, man, the first Kean fight, the fight he had with Eric Baholi, that was the Canadian Fight of the Year. I believe that was 2014. And even his fights with Silveira Luis, where he lost the first one and then came back and got Luis out of there quick in the second one. He can bring these type of fights, man. So should be an entertaining fight. I want to see what Simon Kean has learned since that first defeat, and how he will operate in this type of fight. And will he try to slow down the pace and work to his advantage? And I want to see, Carman, the last time he was in there, he got stopped early against Romanov, like I said earlier in this video. So I want to see his mindset coming into his fight, and see if he's, if any way, if he's trigger happy or not trigger happy, but if he's slow with releasing the trigger. You know what I mean? Will he be hesitant? Rather, that's what I was trying to say. Will he be hesitant in this fight because of the first round knockout? Should be an entertaining clash, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section about this rematch. Who do y'all got in this fight, man? Let me know in the comment section. I'm gone.